Okay, let us just revise again. Okay, from the first class that I have taken. Okay, gastrointestinal tract. It comes under your anatomy. So this is the gastrointestinal tract. In the last class, I have discussed from the mouth, okay, mouth, oral cavity, and in the oral cavity, what are the glands present? Okay, means here the teeth helps you in mastication, means breakdown of the food, and the tongue helps you in this one moistening the food, okay, lubricating the food, and the tongue also helps you in what pushes the food towards the esophagus. So today we will be studying esophagus. Okay, the food where it passes, but that is from the esophagus, the stomach. Okay, from the stomach, liver, gallbladder, pancreas, till the small intestine. So all this I have already showed you. So let me start from today's topic. Okay. Okay, for today's class, let us start from esophageal sphincters. Sphincters means what? Means when it contract. Okay, sphincters means when it contract. Contraction means suppose suppose in the what to say if you want to insert something in the pipe, let's say that is in the elastic pipe, it 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 will be like what to say, it will move or not, like if you insert something in a rubber pipe, let's say rubber pipe which is elastic, which you can stretch in, stretch out. If you insert something, what happens, it is to contract or not, it is to move or not, huh? It is to move or not, Adam? It moves or not, Sajarika? It moves or not if you insert something in a, oh, what to say, elastic pipe or
Yes.
tube, it moves or not if you insert something. So in the same way, in your esophagus also, when the food enters, okay, sphincter will occur. Sphincter means what? Contraction, it will contract. Okay, so this is known as the upper esophageal sphincter. Okay, upper esophageal sphincter means it's up. That's why it's known as the upper esophageal sphincter. And the next is lower esophageal sphincter. We can also say as cardiac sphincter. It has got two names. It is lower and esophageal sphincter. Okay, so what happens here in this sphincter? They are like bands. Okay, they are bands of rings. It means ring like muscle. Okay, it is a gateway. Gateway means what? It will enter, the food will enter. It will enter and naturally it will open. Means automatically it will just open. It will just open. Why so? Because the food wants to enter inside it. So naturally it will just open and the food will go downwards. Okay, and the opening of the sphincter or else the gateway is known as orifice. Can you say it? Orifice. Okay, so the opening of the tube, okay, the opening of the tube or the sphincter is known as orifice. Okay, it and what happens here? It will automatically open. The sphincter will automatically open and it will enter towards your stomach. Okay, are you clear about esophageal sphincters? Are you clear?
Ma'am, can you explain again?
Okay. Sphincter, where you will get your sphincter, you will get in the esophagus. Okay, in the last class, I have discussed from your oral cavity. Okay, from your oral cavity, then what I have discussed, tongue, all this I have discussed, isn't it? So the food will move towards the esophagus now. Esophagus means that pipeline structure. Do you remember that pipe? Means this side esophagus, The food will, if you eat something, what will happen? The food will move downwards, isn't it? So in the esophagus, what will happen now? Sphincter, esophageal sphincter will occur there. So in the esophageal sphincter, you will get of two types. That is upper esophageal sphincter, okay, and downwards you will get lower esophageal sphincter, or else you can say cardiac sphincter. Understand? So here what happens? The esophagus is a tube, isn't it? It will automatically open, means naturally it will just open. Why? Because the food will enter. The food will enter from the esophagus to your stomach. Means it wants to go to the stomach. So for that reason, what happens? This esophageal sphincter, it opens. So this opening, the opening of the tube is known as orifice. This one. And slowly, slowly the food will go towards your stomach or enter towards your stomach. Are you clear now?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, let's move to the next slide. Okay. Next is the stomach. As I have said, from your esophagus, it will enter towards your stomach. So same thing only here. The cardiac sphincter, where you will get lower esophageal sphincter. Here, as the food, this is your esophagus. Okay, this is your esophagus. Now the food will pass towards your stomach, and first where it will go to your lower esophageal sphincter. Okay, lower esophageal sphincter. This is the lower esophageal sphincter, also known as cardiac sphincter. Okay, then when the food enters, what happens? The food, it enters. Okay, then what will happen? Closes on the top end of the stomach. Means as soon as the food will enter, what happens? It will close. Means everything is happening naturally. Okay, everything will happen naturally. The food will enter, again it will close. So in that way, it will go on. Then again, when the food passes this stomach and it will go towards this side, what happens? The pyloric sphincter also closes. Means as the food enters, okay, the food is already entering. Whatever you have eaten from the esophagus, it will enter towards the lower esophageal sphincter. It will open. Okay, after opening, what happens? The food will enter here, and after entering here, what happens? It will pass. It will go on passing, and as soon as it will leave the pyloric sphincter, again it will close. It will get closed. Means it will happen naturally. Okay. Okay, did you understand? Everyone?
Repeat, ma'am.
Okay. What happens here in your esophagus? Okay, the food has already entered in your esophagus, isn't it? So what happens here? Sphincter. Sphincter means what? Contraction will happen. It will open and close. It will open and close. Okay, as soon as the food will enter, what happens? It will open in this way. This is, suppose this is the esophagus. Okay, this is the esophagus and this is your stomach. What happens? As soon as the food will pass, it will automatically open so that the food will be able to enter. Okay, and as soon as it will enter in your stomach, what happens? Again, it will close automatically. It will just close. Okay, it will just close naturally. And when the food enters in the stomach, what happens? Again it will move downward, isn't it? It will pass to different organs. So for that, what happens? Again, it will get closed. This pyloric sphincter. This pyloric sphincter, which you will get at the bottom. Okay, are you clear now? Sphincters means contraction, opening, close, opening, close. Understand, everyone? Shall we move to the next slide? Huh?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, next is stomach. Means in the stomach, what you will get? Stomach, they are J shape. J. J, capital J. They are J shaped, they are muscular sac, okay, and they have inner folds also. Inner folds, it will be divided into different layers. So these folds or these layers is known as raphe, RUGAE, raphe. Okay, so as the food enters, what happens? The stomach will also increase. I mean, automatically, like if you're having something, obviously it will increase or not. Your stomach size, the size of your stomach will increase or not because food is entering, isn't it? So this is it. A little bit about stomach, you can say. They are J shaped. Okay, it's important. This one, what is the shape of stomach? It used to come during exams. Okay, the shape of the stomach is J shape. J shape, and they are muscular sac, right in that way. And they are this stomach also is divided into different layers or different folds, you can say, and that is known as raphe. Okay. Okay, now let's see the function. The function of stomach. This stomach, what do? They perform mechanical digestion. Here, mechanical digestion will happen here. Okay, and how? By churning the bolus and mixing it with the gastric juice secreted by the lining of the stomach. So what happens here? Uh, when the food enters towards your stomach, it will mix with the gastric juice. Gastric juice is already present there in your stomach. So it will move. It will mix, it will mix, and by churning the bolus, okay, by churning the bolus and mixing it with gastric juice. So the digestive system will start now. The digestion will start. Okay, and gastric juice like what you will get? Hydrochloric, okay, HCl, then salts, you will get enzymes, you will get water, mucus, all this you will get. And this HCl, that is hydrochloric, what does it do? What is the function of this? They helps. They helps in breakdown of the food. Okay, they helps in breakdown of the food. Means whatever food you have eaten, it will help those food to break down. And what it will do? It will kill bacteria. Whatever food you have eaten, say for example, you have eaten junk food, okay? You have eaten junk food or any harmful food, you can say. So what will they do? They will kill the bacteria. Means whatever you have eaten, no? From there you will whatever the unwanted things you can say, or else the toxic things, or else the bacteria, it will kill them. This HCl, hydrochloric. Okay, and the bolus is now called chyme. Means whatever mixing, whatever the food has been digested, whatever like HCl, the food has already been mixed with all this. So this it is known as bolus. Okay, that what to say, the mixing of everything. That one is known as bolus, and after functioning, after mixing with everything, it is known as chyme. CHYME, chyme. Okay. So are you clear about this? Are you clear?
Ma'am.
Are you clear about this? You remember stomach, they are J shaped. J shaped muscular. Means they are muscular. Okay. They are made up of muscles, you can say. So what they have? They have inner folds or inner layers, you can say, which are known as raphe. RUGAE. Okay. And if you will have something, if you eat something, what happens? The stomach automatically it will increase in size. Okay, so what is the function of stomach? The function of stomach is they perform mechanical digestion. Okay, so as soon as the food enters, what happens means from your mouth it will go towards your esophagus. From your esophagus, when it will come towards your stomach, what will they do? What the food will do now? the food, whatever you have eaten, what will it do? It will become bolus now. Okay, the food which you have eaten from the esophagus and comes to the stomach will become bolus now. So this bolus, what will they do? They will mix with the gastric juice. Okay, in the gastric juice, you will get in the stomach itself. Okay, it will be secreted in the stomach itself. Okay, the gastric juice, it will be secreted in the stomach itself. So this bolus, uh, they mix with the gastric juice, that is HCl, hydrochloric, and there you will get salts also, enzymes also, water also, mucus also. Okay, and this HCl, what do? They helps in breakdown of the food. Okay, whatever you have eaten, they helps in breaking down. And what happens? Whatever food you have eaten, okay, if that food there is like consists of germs or like bacteria and all that, what will this HCl do? They will help that, what to say, they will help in killing that thing, I mean the toxic thing, na? Which is unwanted thing, you can say, or else bacteria, you can say. They will help in that. And the bolus, after all this function, this bolus is now called as chyme. CHYME, chyme. Okay, are you clear, everyone?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, next is the small intestine. Okay, when the food will pass from the esophagus to the stomach, okay, the food will move towards the small intestine now. Okay, small intestine, you will get, it is divided into three parts. Three parts. Okay, first is duodenum. This is the duodenum. Okay, this is the duodenum. Third is the jejunum. Jejunum. This is the jejunum. And the last is ileum. 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 So these are the three parts of the small intestine. First is the duodenum, this one. Second is the jejunum, this one. And the next is ileum. So these are the three parts of the small intestine. Okay, are you clear? Are you clear about the small intestine? It is divided into three parts. Are you clear or not?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so the small intestine, what you will get, they are 22 foot long. Means they are 22 foot in, means the length of the small intestine is 22 foot long. They are muscular tube. Even stomach is also muscular. Even small intestine is also muscular. Okay. So what do they do? This small intestine, what will happen here? They break down the food. Okay. Here breakdown of the food happens. Okay, breakdown of the food happens using enzyme. With the help of an enzyme in this intestine, what you will get? You will get an enzyme. Okay, with the help of this enzyme, the food breakdown will happen. Okay, the food breaks again with the help of this enzyme found in the small intestine, which are released by pancreas. Okay, which are released by pancreas and bile from the liver. Okay, enzymes, with the help of an enzyme. This enzyme, where you will get, who is producing this enzyme? It is produced by pancreas. Okay, it is produced by pancreas and bile, and liver, you can say, and liver, which bile formation is there in the liver. Okay, are you clear, everyone, about small intestine? In the small intestine, you will get, they are divided into three parts. First is duodenum, jejunum, and ileum. This one is the duodenum, that is the first part. Second is the jejunum, that is the second part. And the last is ileum. So these are the three parts of the small intestine. So in the small intestine, what you will get that they are 22 foot long. And you can say that they are muscular tube. It's just like a tube, just like the esophagus, but the thing is they are a bit crisscross type. That is the only difference. Okay. So what do they do here? Again, breakdown of food will occur here in the small intestine. And with the help of what? With the help of an enzyme. With the help of an enzyme which is produced or released by pancreas. Okay, which is produced or released by pancreas and liver. Bile secretion will be there, formation will be there. So with the help of this enzyme, the food breakage occurs. Okay, did you understand small intestine? Do you understand? Did you understand? Please respond.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, now let's go to the next. Okay, a little bit more about the small intestine. So what you will get, duodenum is the first segment of the small intestine. Okay, and what you will get here, it is largely responsible for continuous breakdown process. So same thing only, whatever I have said, this duodenum was the first part, is the first part of the small intestine. Here breakdown of the food happens. Okay, and next is jejunum and ileum. The means lower part of the intestine you will get. And what do? They help in absorption of nutrients. Okay, this jejunum and ileum, what do? They help in absorption. They help in absorption of nutrients. Okay, jejunum and ileum, they help in absorption of nutrients. And duodenum, what does this duodenum do? This jejunum helps in breakdown of food. Okay, don't get confused. Duodenum helps in breakdown of food, and jejunum and ileum, they helps in absorption of food, and it will go towards the bloodstream after absorption. Okay, are you clear, everyone? Are you clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, next is pancreas. Okay, pancreas. After small intestine, there is jejunum, ileum. It will go to this pancreas. Okay, the food will now go to the pancreas, and this pancreas, what do? This pancreas secretes digestive enzyme. Okay, this pancreas secrete enzyme into the duodenum that breaks proteins, fats, and carbohydrates. So let's see again. This small intestine is divided into three parts. It is duodenum, jejunum, and ileum. So this duodenum, what will they do? They helps in breakdown of the food. Jejunum and ileum helps in absorption of the food, of the nutrients, whatever you have taken, and it will go towards the bloodstream. Remember that one. Okay. Now pancreas. This pancreas, what do? They secrete. Okay. They will secrete digestive enzyme into the jejunum. Okay. Jejunum which was this what do they kill digestive enzyme which was in the duodenum, okay, that break down protein, fats, and carbohydrates. Okay, this pancreas, what do? They will secrete digestive enzyme. They will secrete. They will secrete digestive enzyme which was in the duodenum. Duodenum is where? In the small intestine. That is in the first part. Okay, so this thing will happen. Are you clear with the first point?
Ma'am.
Are you clear? This is the pancreas. This is the pancreas. Okay, just like a leaf, na? This one. This is the pancreas. This pancreas, what will they do? The first one. This pancreas, na, they will secrete digestive enzyme, which was in the duodenum. Okay, which was in the duodenum, and it will break down protein, fats, carbohydrates. So the first function of pancreas is that one. Okay. Are you clear about the first point?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Okay, next is the pancreas also makes insulin. Okay. This pancreas, they will make insulin. Okay, they will make insulin, and what do? Passing it directly into the bloodstream. Means this pancreas, they will secrete insulin, and this, what is the function of insulin? They The function of insulin is that it is the chief hormone in your body for metabolizing sugar. Means balancing of sugar. Okay, they will balance your sugar level, this insulin. Okay, and who secretes this insulin? Pancreas. Okay, pancreas, they secrete insulin. Understand? The first function was what? The first function of pancreas is to secrete enzyme. Okay, digestive enzyme which was in the duodenum. Duodenum was where? In the small intestine. Okay, and second function is what? They secrete insulin also. Okay, they produce, you can say they produce insulin also. And this insulin, what is the function of insulin? The function of insulin is for metabolizing sugar, means balancing of the sugar level in your body. And this diabetes patient, what do they take mostly? They mostly take insulin. Okay. Okay, so this is the function of pancreas. Are you clear about pancreas?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Next is your liver. Okay. Next is your liver. After entering the pancreas, what do? The food will absorb in the liver. Okay. And liver is the second largest organ, internal organ, you can say. First is skin. Okay. Largest organ in your body is the skin. And second is the liver. Second is the liver. And uh, it is the largest gland, you can say. Largest gland, GLAND gland. And what is the weight of the liver? 1500 gram. Okay, 1500 gram. This is the weight of the liver, average weight of the liver in the human body. Okay, so this liver, you will get that it is divided into two lobes, LOBE. Okay, first is the left lobe, and next is the right lobe. So that was in brief about liver. Okay, did you understand?
What does the lobe mean?
Uh-huh.
Ma'am,
Right.
lobe.
Lobe means division. Okay. Lobe means division. It is divided into two lobes. Right lobe, left lobe. Understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Okay. So this is the liver. So now let's see the function of liver. What will this liver do? So what will this liver do? They will help, means the food to get absorbed from the small intestine. Okay, from the small intestine, obviously it went to this one pancreas, and after pancreas it will go to the liver. So what will they do? They will absorb the food which was there in the small intestine. It will be absorbed. Okay, which was in the small intestine. First function, and and second function is what? Bile from the liver secretes into the small intestine. That means bile. Okay, bile from the liver. Okay, this is the bile duct. So this bile from the liver secretes into the small intestine, and it plays an important role for digesting fat and some vitamins. Okay, so this liver, what will they do? They will secrete bile, which was from the small intestine, and they will help in digestion of fat and some vitamins. Okay, this bile, it will secrete, this liver, sorry, it will secrete bile, then which was there in the small intestine, means the food from the small intestine. Then what will they do? They will help in digestion of fat and also digestion of some vitamins. Okay, so this is the second point. Next is what? The liver also detoxifies potentially harmful chemicals. Okay, so this liver, what will they do? They will help in detoxification, means cleaning off all the toxic materials which you have taken. Okay, which is there inside their body. For this liver, what will they do? They will detoxify all the harmful chemicals, whatever is there inside their body, and it breaks down and secretes many drugs that can be toxic to the body. So that one only I've said, means this liver, what will they do? They will detoxify all the harmful things, whatever you have taken, okay, and it will secrete it. Okay, are you clear with liver? Are you clear? It is divided into two lobes, that is right lobe. Okay, are you clear with liver? Are you clear with liver? Hello, can you hear me? Can you hear me now?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So we were talking about liver. So liver has, it is divided into two lobes, that is the right lobe and the left lobe. Okay. So liver, you can see that they are the largest gland in our body, and the weight of the liver is 1500 gram. Okay. And this liver, what is the function of this liver? The main function of the liver is whatever food or nutrients uh, you have taken, it will be absorbed. This liver, they will absorb it. Okay, and the second function is what? Means this bile, they secrete, this liver, in the liver, bile is being secreted, okay, which was from the small intestine, and they helps in digestion of the fat and also some vitamins. Okay, so that is the second function, and the last function is what? This liver, they helps in detoxification. Detoxification means what? Whatever harmful things you have taken, it will be detoxified, means it will be clean out. It will be clean. It will be clean out, means they will kill all the harmful things which is there in your body. So that means detoxification. Toxic means harmful. Okay, harmful to your body. Okay, did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, last is gallbladder. Okay, for today's class, last will be gallbladder. So gallbladder, what do they do? This is the gallbladder. Okay, this green in color. This green in color, na? Nearby liver, then nearby pancreas, you can say. This is the gallbladder. Okay, let's see what this gallbladder does or does. This gallbladder, they store all the they store and concentrate bile from the liver. Okay, this is the bile. This is the bile which is secreted by the liver. What do? They store. Okay, they will store and concentrate the bile from the liver, this gallbladder. Okay, and then release it to duodenum into and then it release into the duodenum in the small intestine to help absorb and digest fat. So what will this gallbladder do? This gallbladder, they will secrete and they will store the bile which is secreted by the liver. And what will they do again? They will again release the bile. Okay, they will again release the bile. They will release the bile into the duodenum, that is in the small intestine. Okay, and what will they do again after the bile is being given? What will they do? They will help in absorption and digestion of fats. So that is the function of gallbladder. Okay, did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, everyone, did you understand or not?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay,
Can you repeat, please?
starting from first. Okay, first we were talking about esophageal sphincter. Okay, as the food will enter, okay, as the food will enter from your oral food, obviously you have to open your mouth and eat oral cavity. So in the oral cavity also many things are happening. For example, your tongue, your this one teeth. Okay, all this where it will go again with the help of lubrication, with the help of your saliva, the food will be lubricated. It will get moistened. So after that, what happens? The food will enter towards the esophagus. So in your esophagus also, what happens? Sphincter. You will get a sphincter. It obviously the food which you have taken in, it will obviously contract, isn't it? Because the sphincter have to open it, needs to open it because the food will enter. So obviously, so for that, this esophagus it will get open. Okay, automatically it will just open. Naturally, it will just open. So this opening is known as sphincter. Okay, so you can find two sphincter, that is the upper and the lower sphincter. So this is the upper esophageal sphincter, and next is lower esophageal sphincter, also known as cardiac sphincter. Okay, so this is it. So this is the sphincter. As the food have entered, then after that, as the food have entered, then as the food goes down, it will get closed automatically. It will just get closed. Okay, so the opening of the sphincter is known as orifice. Orifice, orifice. Okay. Next is the stomach. From the esophagus, it will enter to the stomach. So this in this stomach, what you will get same thing only, means from the esophagus as the food has entered, it will go to the lower esophageal sphincter, and the food will come enter here, and the food will pass to the pyloric sphincter. Okay, this is at the bottom. Then after that, what you will get? Stomach. Stomach is J-shaped muscular organ or muscular sac, and what you will get? This stomach is divided into inner folds. Okay, layers also you can see, which is known as raphe. And as you take the food, it will increase in size. So what is the function of stomach? The function of the stomach is to perform mechanical digestion. Okay, so after this, what happens? As the food, when the food enters towards your stomach, it is known as this one, bolus, bolus, bolus. And when this bolus will mix with the gastric juice, which is present in your stomach, okay, it will be known as chyme. Okay, but before that, you just remember that when the food enters, and the food will get mixed with the gastric juice. Okay, HCl, salts, enzymes, water, mucus, with all this, with the help of all this, like the food will be digested. And this HCl, what is the function of HCl? The function of HCl is to, it helps in breakdown of the food, and as well as it it helps to kill the bacteria. Okay, which you have taken along with the food. Okay, next is the small intestine. In the small intestine, what you will get, it is divided into three parts. That is, first is the duodenum, jejunum, and the ileum. Okay, so in this, what you will get, the small intestine, it is 22 foot long. And what happens here? Breakdown of food with the help of an enzyme, okay, which is released by the pancreas and bile from the liver. This one I have already said in the previous slide. Okay. So this duodenum, what will it do? The duodenum is the first segment of the small intestine. They helps in the breakdown of the food, and the jejunum and ileum, what do they do? They are responsible for absorption of nutrients. Okay. And next is the pancreas. Pancreas, what will they do? They secrete digestive enzyme. Okay, they secrete digestive enzyme in the duodenum and helps in breakdown of protein, fats, carbohydrates. And this pancreas, they will secrete insulin. Okay, and this insulin, what is the function of insulin? They are responsible for metabolization or metabolism of sugar. Next is the liver. Liver, you will find, is the largest gland in the human body, and the weight of the liver is 1500 gram. Okay. So let's see about the function of the liver. You'll find that this liver, they helps in absorption of the food which is in the small intestine, and in this liver, what you will get, the bile is secreted. And it helps in, it plays an important role, okay, in digestion of the fat and also some vitamins. And this liver, what do? They helps in cleaning all the waste materials in our body. This detoxification. And the last is gallbladder. Gallbladder, what will they do? They stores. Okay, they will store and they will keep the bile. They will concentrate the bile, and then it will release to the duodenum, which is found in the small intestine. And after that, what will happen? They will absorb and they will digest the fats. Okay, are you clear?
Ma'am.
Huh? Are you clear?
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, that's all for today's class.